Good evening, everyone, and welcome back again with another live show on the channel. It is the match review and the player ratings from yesterday's 5-1 win away down to West Ham yesterday at the London Stadium. Another 3 points. Where else have we seen a 5-1 similar scoreline before? Tony, do you want to give people a shout out of that?
Oh, we've had a few. Mackems at home.
Oh, yes.
We've done it at Coventry at Highfield Road.
Yep.
Brentford at home. So we've had it a few times of 5-1.
We certainly have.
We've had the big 5-0 as well against Man U. So, yeah.
There you are. Well, guys, if you do enjoy tonight's match review and player ratings, please, of course, remember to hit the thumbs up. Please, of course, hit the subscribe button. Of course, if you're new to the channel or you're not yet subscribed and you really enjoy the content, hit the subscribe button. It is free and it helps makes the channel grow as well. Definitely hit the notification bell as well, and you'll be known of any other live shows or any other pre-recorded videos get uploaded into the channel. Hit the bell button. We'll let you know whether it's a live show or pre-recorded video on the day. And if you would like to donate, we have Super Chat available. Hit the $sign to donate if you're feeling generous of giving something to the channel. And if you want to become a member for just 99p a month, hit the join button to become a member of the channel for just 99p a month. Let's dive into a few comments because I've came in. So Lawrence is in the chat. Brentford at home, says Liam. Yep, evening chap, says Andrew. Hope you're well, Andrew. Yaba's in the house as well. Pete and Tony. Mind the only one that didn't celebrate the second goal is, VAR got involved. Well, we'll get into that as well. So, yes, Tony, 5-1, a win. Maybe they're flattering us for a little bit because I thought at times, particularly in that first half, we were looked very sloppy and giving the ball away a lot. But I think we pounced, really just capitalised on some shambolic schoolboy defending by West Ham and goalkeeping yesterday, which was their biggest downfall yesterday.
Yeah, Pete, I mean, right. The thing is, we didn't play particularly great yesterday.
Yep, we didn't.
But we scored 5 goals and we won the game. We had a helping hand in the 5 goals because, West Ham, it's like the gift that keeps on giving. For the first goal, Kehra, he didn't need to head that out for a corner. So whatever he's thinking was, I don't know, but he headed it out for a corner. The corner came over, went onto the right side. So Maximum got it, jigged it in the box, put a little cross in, bang, Wilson makes it 1-0 and does a Macarena. The thing is, that was all from a corner West Ham gave away that wasn't even needed to be given away. Had they not give that corner away, that goal probably doesn't happen. Second goal, ball from Cher.
Cracking pass.
May as well see Joelinton's got the freedom of half the London Stadium the way he took it. Now when he did score, I was off my sofa. I was like, yes. And then he said, oh, it's offside. And I thought, oh, no. So then I thought, oh, God, it's offside. And then they said, VAR's getting involved. But when I saw the still at first, I thought, hang on a minute. Looks like Emerson's playing him on side. But then I'm thinking, oh, I've probably got my black and white glasses on. That's probably why. And then you saw the green line come up and I thought, that's onside. We've got it. So I was like, come on, And then obviously West Ham got back into it, from Pope. Didn't connect with the corner and allowed Zuma with a free header, which he put in the back of the net. And then for that, after that 15-20 minutes, West Ham were the better side. No arguments at all. I was just pleased we got in at half time 2-1 up. And I thought, well, that'll give Eddie a chance now to regroup the side, get them focused, ready for the second half.
Yep.
And then the second half comes around. And within a minute of the restart, the ball goes to Fabianski. Then he passes it back to Aguirre. And then Aguirre. Then for some reason, we don't know what he's doing. Jacob Murphy takes it, clips it along to Wilson. Wilson, thank you very much. I'll have my second goal of the night, Newcastle's third. 3-1 up, and I thought that's game over now. Let's just go for the jugular here. West Ham did offer chances, but they didn't offer a lot. And then, well, we had the substitutions, which I thought was brilliant. It was beautiful to see 7 subs from both sides come on at once. I mean, that was absolutely amazing to see that. But Isak came on, and Fabianski, I don't know what he was trying to do. What he was trying to do that ball, and then it just as he kicked it. I mean, all Alexander Isak had to do was just get his chest up, just chest it down, and he basically it was just like a side foot volley into the back of the net, and he stood there with his hands on his hips, just watching it going in. It's a bit of shithousery, I suppose, in a way, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah,
but it just shows you Alex score sheet, and then the 5th goal, another ball from Bruno, and Joelinton gets it and eases past their defenders and slots it past Fabianski. Fabianski should have saved it in all accounts, but he didn't, and Joelinton made it 5-1. And overall, nice to get the goals and nice to see the goal difference rise by another 4 to plus 26. But yes, the performance weren't great, and we're not going to lie, because the performance wasn't great. But we got the job done, and we got the 3 points. 3 points is the most important thing. Now, if you don't play well and still win, that's the sign of a great team. All great teams play bad games but still win them, and it's a way of winning stuff. And that's exactly what Eddie Howe has brought into this team and told them. Even if you have a bad day, just get the win. Make sure you get them 3 points. And that's what I'm saying. So, yes, we might not have had the greatest game, but we collected all 3 points. And, I'm sure Isak and Fabianski are standing at the entrance of Greg's with their hands on their hips looking at
I've seen that before.
But I would probably suggest for Fabianski, he wants something that's going to stick. So maybe something like a Yum Yums, at least it's a bit sticky, so you won't be able to drop it.
Hey, I like it. I mean, did you mind the 2 rotations in the side? Of course, we dropped out Isak, we dropped out Willock, we had Joelinton in, we had Wilson in. I didn't mind that, actually, because Joelinton, we all know, has been brilliant this season as well. And we all know Callum Wilson loves goals against West Ham, so I didn't mind the changes at all. And Wilson sticks 2 past them. He cannot stop scoring against them.
I was shocked by the team, but I wasn't in a way. And yeah, I mean, Callum Wilson got 2 goals. And Joelinton got 2. Eddie's got a choice on Saturday, but I think he'll go back to Isak and Joe Willock will come back in on Saturday. But the thing is, we needed Joelinton in that midfield against that West Ham team. Just somebody big and strong just to break up their play a bit, and which he did very well. But also, like we say, Callum Wilson, he's now got 12 goals against West Ham. England have just scored, by the way. Ella Toon's just scored for England, so they're 1-0 up against Brazil.
Nice one.
So yeah. So all in all, from that, I mean, the to change it around, it's good because we got 3 games in 6 days.
Yeah, we do.
So you don't want to be playing your same team for them whole 3 games because they could burn out by the time we get to Brentford Saturday. So you've got to have a little bit of rotation. I can see Isak and Willock being brought back in unless Joelinton keeps his place. But, it's a tough one for Eddie. But, you see, I know Wilson said last night I had a point to prove. That's why He did. And it's like, yes, you have, Wilson, but I don't think Wilson should be a starter every game because I think maybe every game is taking its toll on him. So I'm thinking maybe the odd game here and there where he starts, but no, I think it was a good move. It was the right move. But Isak made sure he got a goal, so that just puts it into Eddie now. And 7 goals in 12 games from Isak. What a hell of a return that is.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. West Ham started the game brightly. They hit the post. our first chance came from the goal. I mean, when ASM whips that crossing on his left foot, I mean, we've all been, you know how West Ham's defence has been so poor this season. No one's picking him up in the box. Free header from Wilson. Chance. There you are. It was starting to settle down a bit, which was good. We were starting to get more. We got the second. I mean, I'm glad VAR looked at that and thinking he's onside, so that goal's being given. But then West Ham did start to come back into it again. And of course, he did score with the corner. They did get the goal from the corner 5 minutes before half time.
Yeah, they did. I mean, I was just surprised by West Ham because when they played us at St James's Park, they were absolutely brilliant that night. And we weren't really on our game as such because we'd just gotten through to the Carabao Cup final after beating Southampton.
Yep.
And we were still riding on that crest of a wave, and a lot of our players weren't thinking about the Premier League game. So, their minds were at Wembley. But last night, we made a different... that West Ham team looked totally ordinary. I mean, today they've obviously come out and said Moyes is still in charge. There's no plans to replace him. To be honest with you, I think it would be silly if they replaced him at this time of the season, to be fair.
I've heard that they said they are sticking with him, but they said the game against Fulham's a must-win. So that's interesting. If he loses that, what could happen? Could he be gone then? I don't know.
Could he be gone? But, I mean, for that second goal, it was great play from the linesman because they have been told that, if a player goes on to score a goal, don't put your flag up, let them score the goal and then put your flag up and then it'll be checked on VAR. So the linesman followed the letter of the law by saying, right, okay, Joelinton's going to score. If he had missed, flag would have went straight up. But because he scored, he waited till the goal went in and then he put his flag up. Had he put his flag up before, wouldn't have gone to VAR and wouldn't have had that goal. So, all in all, it was great play from the linesman to keep his flag down. But West Ham, for me, they're going to be in that battle till the end of the season. They just want to hope, West Ham, that when it comes to the final day of the season, they don't need a win to stay up because their last game is away to Leicester.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. Which is going to be interesting because we'll dive into some more comments because I've not where I'm up to with my comments. Peter still buzzing about last night. Says David, absolutely. Evening, Pete and Tony. Good evening, Blade. Hope you well. I wish the final was next week. West Ham showed more threat than Man United did against us. They did.
Yeah.
Liam said he kissed the TV when we went 1-0. Nice one. I'm still against VARs. You can't celebrate goals anymore. There's a lot of people still are. That's the thing. I like Wilson dance when he scored. Oh, yes. Was it the Macarena?
Macarena.
That's because he just loves goals against West Ham United. Didn't mind the changes given the fact we played on Sunday and play again on Saturday. Yeah, absolutely. What does a West Ham fan do after watching them win the Premier League? I think this is a joke from Yabba Dabba. Linesman didn't have his flag up. He says, turn off their game console.
Nice one.
Fulham is winnable for West Ham, given their recent form. It is, but they're going to have to be without Mitrovic for 8 games. And you've seen what happened to them against Bournemouth away. If West Ham stay well because of 3 worst teams, same reason why we didn't go down under Steve Bruce. Yeah, absolutely. I think Southampton and Bournemouth will go. Not sure about the other team. See, Bournemouth's now starting to put up a bit of a fight for themselves in a way. So
I still think Everton will drop because they've got the points deduction that could come their way. And I think if that points deduction comes, they're gone.
Well, yeah, that's it. Absolutely, it is.
If they get docked 10 points, that's I think they're on 26, aren't they? So, or 27.
Something like that, innit?
That'll put them down to, say, 17 points, and they're gone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
England's just gone 2-0 up now. Oh, it's being choked off.
Oh, never mind. Absolutely. Absolutely. But yeah, as we mentioned, West Ham's attacking side was good. Their defending is just all over the place. I mean, if you're giving the ball away in your own box is just criminal. For Murphy to say, I'll have that, just to
Yeah.
square to Wilson and it's an empty net. I mean, the fourth goal we scored what is on earth is Fabianski doing trying to chest that? And he gets it horribly wrong. And Isak just says, I'll have that as well. Empty net.
Well, I mean, I had a. If anybody saw my preview show the other night, I had a guy called Italy Jet, an American West Ham fan. Very nice lad, very knowledgeable, and actually one of a few he doesn't actually call it soccer. He'd rather call it football. That's what it is to him, not soccer. Which is great to hear. It's refreshing. But even he said Fabianski's been very poor this season. He's
been very error prone.
He's not the keeper he used to be. So, and that's coming from a West Ham fan.
Yeah, he's been very error prone this season. Their defense has been all over the place.
Murphy should have scored as well.
He had a great chance as well, Jacob Murphy. Good save it was, I thought as well. But some really outstanding players from yesterday. Cher was great. Bruno was just amazing. Joelinton, Botman, it did well, but he was some of his passing a couple of times was a little bit off. I think the poorest for me yesterday was probably Byrne. I thought a lot of his passing he was giving it away a lot.
He was getting stripped as well for pace, wasn't he, off Boyne at times?
Yeah.
So it weren't the best, but I would say Saturday, if you make a change, I would bring Target back in and give Byrne a rest.
Could do that, yeah.
Especially against Brentford, because they got some pacey players on their side.
They do, yes, they certainly do, don't they?
Like Mbemo and Ivan Toney.
We could get second. I think we're a long way from second, I'm afraid. Yeah, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
So
14 points.
Liam thinks
the points... No, 11 points. 11. Sorry, 11.
Yeah, Liam thinks the points deduction won't happen this season.
Well, the Premier League have said they want it sorted this season because they want it done before the end of the season, because obviously the thing is Burnley are watching, and Burnley are ready to take the Premier League to court because they reckon Everton should have been done last season.
Yeah.
And they said, and I think they're looking to claim compensation for having to drop down the Championship, because if Everton had been deducted last season, Burnley would have stayed up. So it's... Mm-hmm. And you can't blame Burnley doing that, because at the end of the day, they feel aggrieved that Everton's got away with it.
Absolutely, they do, don't they? Wilson did the Macarena due to a bet he had with Antonio on their joint podcast. Yes, that's right, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, they said the first one who scores can do the Macarena.
Absolutely. If West Ham go down, they won't return to the Premier League like last time. That's...
yeah, they could be down there for a while.
Last time they got relegated was 2011. I know they came back up in 2012, and then they've managed to stay this long in the Premier League since. If West Ham go down, we should go for Declan Rice and board. Declan Rice would be great. He's not staying at West Ham next season.
No. But again, according to that West Ham fan I had on, he said Declan Rice wants to stay in London.
Wow, okay. So it could be another club.
Unless Eddie Howe does a Keegan and says to him like Keegan did with Rob Lee when he went to sign for Middlesbrough, and he said, I'm not signing for Middlesbrough because it's too far from London. And Keegan says, come and sign for Newcastle, we're closer to London. And Rob Lee went, all right, okay, and I'll sign for Newcastle because it's closer to London. Not realising his geography. And
well,
but that's what we should do with Declan Rice. It's closer to London anyway.
As well. You ever think some Man City deduction? Or do you think they're going to get away with it?
I don't know. That we've not heard any more of that at the moment, have we? But
that's it.
Everton have got to be sorted out, because to be fair, Everton are just a club in a right mess. I mean, £430 million in losses in the last 4 years.
That's scandalous, that.
That is absolutely disgusting. And 170 has been, but there were 600 million, but they wrote 170 million off because of COVID. So they've now got 430, but that's still well over the threshold of FFP.
Yeah,
but it goes down to, but they spent £500 million on players that, no disrespect them, but the players they've bought were absolute utter dross.
Yeah.
Players like Balassi, wasting money on players like that. It's,
No. Even Liam thinks Chelsea should be done, but the Premier League won't have the balls to punish a Big Six team.
Well, they're not part of the Big Six at the moment, are they? Because they're 11th place and they're 14 points behind us, so they ain't getting Champions League place. And by all accounts, they don't want Europe this season, Chelsea, anyway, because Lampard's just gone there.
I don't get that. Why has he gone back there?
Under a different owner, obviously, Todd Bowley, but
he's not going to do anything. He was shite for them. Look how he was awful for Everton.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he did do well for Chelsea first time around because they had the transfer ban, so they couldn't sign players. So he brought in Mount, who he had on loan at Derby at the time. So he knew Mount and Tomori, who's now at AC Milan. I mean, he brought those players through and he got them into the Champions League, didn't he? But then again, Chelsea went out and bought players and Frank Lampard couldn't do anything with them because they weren't his players, like Timo Werner. So, I don't know, see how it goes, but it'll be interesting, that's for sure. How what reception he gets off the Chelsea fans as well.
They'll probably will give him a bit of a... They'll probably give him the best because he knows he's been a legend as a player for that club. Hasn't he? That's the thing. So Chelsea are more likely to get Rice for that case, maybe. Lampard only got appointed because he's a Chelsea legend. The same with Ollie at Man United.
Yeah. Fair point, that, Liam.
Chelsea have written off the season if they get Lampard in until the end of the season. Probably get someone like Nagelsmann in the summer, possibly.
I mean, who wants to go to... I'm not being funny, but what manager wants to go to Chelsea? If they haven't got European football, for a starters, right, next season, Pete, if they don't qualify this season for Europe, right, Fernandes, Mudryk, Badiashile, to name a few, they're all going to start being restless. They're going to be shouting. They're all going to be shouting their heads off that, oh, we're not happy. We've got no European football whatsoever. Why are they going to want to stay there? They want Champions League. They ain't going to get Champions League this season, not a chance. Same goes for Liverpool. There's no way Liverpool's getting Champions League now because they're 10 points behind us in Man United.
Yeah.
But Liverpool have got to play Arsenal at home on Sunday. And if Arsenal beat them and we win and see Man United win their game as well, we're then 13 points ahead of Liverpool. There is no way in God's earth that Man U and ourselves are going to lose 5 or 6 games and Liverpool are going to win them to get above us. So Liverpool have got to forget about Champions League this season now.
Possibly, yeah. This is a question for Gary. Hope you well. This is a question for you, Tony. Tony, do you think Nottingham Forest will stay up considering they are one place above the drop zone?
Well, I mean, they should have beat Leeds the other night. Really, that was a good opportunity for them. I think they could stay up, but it all depends on. How they. I mean, they've backed their manager fully now, so it's one of them. We'll wait and see who goes down. It's going to be interesting, but. In some ways, I'd like to see Forest stay up because a club of that nature and a history of it.
Yeah.
I would rather see that club stay up ahead of someone like Everton or, Bournemouth, no disrespect back to them. And I've just seen your mate on TV, Pete.
Who?
Richarlison, he's in the Wembley crowd with his Brazilian top on.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Good old diver, Richarlison.
The Chelsea players might get restless, but they're tied into stupid, silly contracts, aren't they? That was it. I hope Brighton get into Europe. That would be great if they could. I think they deserve it. Everton are bigger than Forest, but all that people could say, no one's too big to go down, though.
No, absolutely.
No.
I'd love to see Everton go down. I really would, because I tell you now, they will be stuffed in the Championship if they go down, because not only will they have a nice brand new spanking stadium in the Championship, but there'll be a lot of players on big wages that'll have to go, and they won't come straight back up.
No.
Look at Aston Villa. Took them 3 years to get up. The same, we went down and we got straight back up. But Villa took them 3 years to get back.
Yeah. Totally, yes, so there you are. We'll do the player ratings very shortly. So remember to get your ratings down in the box or how you think the players scored yesterday. But the main thing is, Tony, it's another 3 points. We take it into Brentford. If we get another 3 points in that, wow.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to be fair, I can't see why we can't go down there and get the win. We won there last season 2-0. So why can't we go down there and win at Brentford? I certainly think we'll play a lot better against Brentford than we did last night. So yeah, we need to go down there. Man U only beat them 1-0 last night, but the thing is, we can go down there. The way we are threatening with teams, it's teams are frightened.
They are in a way, aren't they? It's QPR written all over it, yeah.
Yeah, I see Leeds games being switched now to a 12:30 p.m. kickoff now because it's going on BT Sport now.
It is, isn't it? It is, yep.
They don't think of... Thankfully, Leeds isn't too far from Newcastle, but,
no.
It's when they do stupid things like, we'll play Southampton but at 12:30 in the afternoon. And it's like, yeah, so fans have got to get up out of bed at like 3 o'clock in the morning to travel down. These broadcasters really don't think at times, do they?
They certainly don't.
It's all greed.
Is Donny van der Beek still at Everton? I haven't seen him for a while. No, he was only on loan then, and he went back to Man United, and he's barely featured since going back there.
He didn't want to come to us, Pete. He didn't want to be in a relegation fight.
Everton go down would be a dream come true, lads. Absolutely, it would. We got lucky the last 2 times in the Championship. First time, the Championship was awful. The second time was all down to Rafa. I mean, the first one, we were just well ahead. When the second season we were in there, it was all down to the final game.
I remember that. First time we went down because I had my season ticket. I went every game, but I mean, we went unbeaten that season at home. That was absolutely fantastic. That to go.
Yes, we did.
We nearly lost it at the end on the last game against Ipswich. I think it was Connor Wickham scored. But do you know what? We rescued it, Shola Ramiobi. But yeah, I mean, we earned that point and kept our magnificent home record that season without losing a game at home. But yeah, the second time, like you say, we were trailing Brighton, who were top of the Championship at the time, and that win against Brighton when we beat them at the Amex, when Mo Diarmi's fortuitous goal from, I think it was Natsu ball as well, if I remember rightly.
Yep.
When it flicked off his foot and went over the keeper, Stockdale, into the back of the net. That was a turning point because I think that put us level with Brighton. And it was the last day of the season. We won our game. I think we beat Barnsley, I think, if I remember. And yeah, because I think it was Barnsley, we beat them 3-0. And Villa, I think, beat Brighton. And I think it was Jack Grealish who scored. And it was a scruffy goal from outside the box. The keeper should have saved it, and it was a howler from him.
Oh, yes,
which meant we won the Championship, and Brighton came in as runners-up.
Absolutely. If we still had Ashley, we wouldn't return the Premier League. No, definitely not. Only Scunthorpe, Blackpool and Derby and Forest beat us that season under Chris Hughton. Now look at Scunthorpe. Or Scunthorpe have just really gone way down the leagues now.
I mean, Yeah, I was at that game down at Scunthorpe at Glanford Park when we got beat. Oh, that was a dreadful night. That was. I mean, geez, honestly, I was like, I mean, it's not even a nice ground, Pete. To be fair, I don't know if you've ever been to Glanford Park, but
I've not actually.
oh, honestly, I mean, good for car parking, but but no, yeah, I mean, you could put your hand over the wall and touch the pitch. That's how, that's how much, that's how tall the wall was. You could put your hand
Absolutely.
over.
Yeah, absolutely. It
The
was.
only
I bet it
shining
was.
light was me daughter got Kevin Nolan's training top off him,
Ah, you were saying
but other than that, it's a shithole basically down there.
Oh well, yeah, you will. Absolutely. But yeah, that was it. Now we'll go back to West Ham. Are they? Do you think they will stay up? I think they will. But as you mentioned, Tony, it's gonna go right to the end of the season. This like,
It is. I mean, do you know what? It's hard to predict who could go down. I think Southampton are a certainty to go down.
yep,
I would disagree that Bournemouth could go down because I think Bournemouth could stay up. They've played, they've had some great results at home. They've beat Liverpool, you know, to beat Liverpool at home, to then go 1-0 down against Fulham to come back and win 2-1. You know, I, I look at that and think Bournemouth could just sneak out of this. I've got that inkling they could just sneak out of it. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be tight. But I'd definitely say the first team to go down would definitely be Southampton because
oh
they are
yeah,
very, very poor. And they've got to come to St James's Park, by the way, yet.
yeah, absolutely, yes. Actually, going to Gates v Scunthorpe tomorrow. I think they'll be effectively down at Gates to win, and Aldershot beat Yeovil possibly.
Oh,
Aye, some games
gosh.
on. So yeah, some games on early, and
They've dropped, haven't they, though?
yes,
I mean, when you think Scunthorpe in the relegation zone in the National League, it's just unthinkable, isn't it?
yeah. Was it the
I
3-0?
remember.
Yeah, aye, absolutely. Uh, Lawrence's was at the 3-0 against them in the 2009-10 season. I was there as well, actually. Scunthorpe going
Yes.
to teams like Hereford, Darlington, South Shields, and potentially Oxford City doesn't feel right. Absolutely. Usually have someone nailed to go down at this point in the season. Huddersfield, Norwich, Sheffield Wednesday, Fulham, and West Brom in recent years. Nobody this year.
No.
Southampton are going to be nailed on so far easily. You can see that coming.
Yeah, they've got to be. I mean, yeah, going back to Geordie Views, saying, that when we had the 3-0 win against Scunthorpe, yeah, again, I was at that game. I mean, the thing is, so depends whether, I don't know if you're on the ground at the time, Pete, but I was in it because I used to always get in the ground early anyway, but when when the players came out having a look around, I remember seeing the Scunthorpe players come out and walk about, and I said to my daughter and to a guy who I sit next to, I said, look, I said, I'm not being funny. I says, they look like a bunch of tourists. I says, you think they're on a stadium tour? And he says, oh, what do you mean? I says, well, look at them. I says, they've got their phones out, they're taking photographs of the stadium. I
Mm-hmm.
says, they're here for a game of football, not a stadium tour. I says, we're going to rattle these tonight. I says, I can tell you that now. And
Yeah.
obviously we ended up winning 3-0. But, I mean, yes, you can understand it's a little team like Scunthorpe and they're in this huge stadium at St James's Park thinking, wow, look at this. But you don't go around taking photographs, do you? When you've got to prepare for a game, though, people, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely. Lewis is in the chat. England winning 1-0. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I remember that 6-1 defeat at Leighton Orient. I remember that as well. So there you are. Okay, there you are. Right then, let's get to the player ratings now. Remember to get yours down in the live chat as well on how you would rate the players' performance yesterday. So who we're gonna kick off with? So go on, I'll kick it off first. I'll stop with not Murphy, Nick Pope. He did concede the goal, but I think that was down to poor defending rather than himself. He pulled a really good save, I thought, from the free kick from I think it was Paqueta. It was to turn that away. I think another standard performance from me from Nick Pope. So I've got to go with a 7 for Pope. Pretty simple. Couldn't have done out about the goal, and I thought it was just another simple game from him. Yeah, with 10 goes Lewis.
He saved from Paqueta's free kick as well.
Yes, that was the one. Okay, Tony. Into the back four. Start off at right back. Kieran Trippier.
I thought Trippier was tremendous yesterday. His deliveries again are getting better. They're getting back to where they should be.
Yep.
But I thought his positioning was great yesterday as well. Yeah, for me, I thought he had a great game, so I'll give Trippier a 9.
Yes, I think he was excellent again, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He really, really was. So there you are. Right, the centre back. So I would take Mr. Fabian Schär. Excellent again for me as well. I really, really thought he was. Again, solid defensive works. And not to mention the long ball he picks out for Joelinton as well is just tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. I thought that was there from Fabian Schär. I thought so. I'm going to go with a 9 for Fabian Schär. Superb for me. 8 for Blade. I think he's going with Pope first. 9 out of 10 for Trips, says. Lewis said he's going for a 10 for Schär. And Blade's going for a 9 for Fabian Schär as well. Alongside him, Tony, the Rolls Royce Botman.
I mean, defensively wise, Botman I thought did quite well. I thought, he stopped the shot coming. I can't remember if it was Antonio now but the shot coming in and he blocked it out for a corner, which obviously led to their goal. But he done his defensive work, I thought, steadily. Yes, his passing was a little bit off at times, but I don't want to be too harsh on him, because he is quite strong at the back. But I'll give him an 8 because of his passing just being slightly out.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's not bad. 8.5, says Lewis. Oh, Blade's going for a 10 for Botman by the looks of it. I wouldn't say it's a 10 because a lot of his passing was definitely off. Right, left back, Dan Burn, and I thought his passing was sloppy pretty much throughout a lot of the game, particularly in the first half. I thought he was getting outdone by Antonio a lot. For me, I've got to admit, as well. So I thought he really struggled at times yesterday. I thought Dan Burn, so I'm going to go with a 5 for Dan Burn. Just caught out a lot. Passing became very sloppy a lot of the game, I thought.
I think that's about right.
It was going for 6, okay. 7. Okay. Right then, let's move on to the 3 midfields, and you can take that man there, Tony, Mr. Bruno.
Oh, I thought Bruno was outstanding yesterday. Did what he had to do. I mean, he was getting tracked around. He was getting tracked around in the first half for quite a while. Off Paqueta, you could see he was trying to stick to Bruno. But passes that set up goals. His pass led to Isak's goal. Because Flapianski.
Flapianski. We're getting another funny one there.
So I might start that off now. Flappy. Flippy Flapianski. And that led to Isak. Then his ball that Joelinton scored with the 5th goal for Newcastle. So, yeah, I think he was absolutely fantastic. Bruno. I'll give him a 9.
Oh, 9. Okay. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for the spin on Lucas. 9 out of 10 or 9. 10 out of 10 for Isak all the way he stood there and watched his goal go in. Shithousery as it is best, lads.
Exactly what I said, Gary.
8. Patrick's going for an 8. Oh.
That's a bit harsh.
As well. Oh. Right then, I will go with Longstaff. And I thought it was another steady game from Longstaff again, I thought. I really, really thought it was. Did what he had to do in the midfield. As well. So I think Sean Longstaff's really improving on his game for me, which is brilliant. So I think an 8 for Longstaff. I thought he did very well again for me yesterday.
I think that's fair enough, Pete. Yeah.
8, says Blade, an 8.5 for Lewis. Right, Tony. Mr. Big Joelinton.
J7. Well, what a tremendous game J7 had last night, eh? Came on, did what he had to do, scored 2 goals, 2 great goals, by the way. I mean, what can I say? The guy did absolutely brilliant last night. I mean, 2 goals. It was a proper man-the-match midfield display from Joelinton last night. He picked up a yellow card.
I know he did, but what I'm going to say is how Emerson didn't see a second yellow, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know how he got away with it, I tell you. He should have been off. He should have been off for that foul on Botman. He should have been gone. Simple as. Unfortunately, VAR can't get involved with the yellow cards, though. That's the problem.
That's it.
Or else if they could have, they would have said, look, that's second yellow, get him off. Joelinton, a 10.
Hey! That
10.
was coming. There was coming. Lewis says, why did he wear white socks? I'm not so sure why.
Maybe because we're away from home. Maybe because sometimes when we're away from home,
why did we wear? I would think we have to. 10 out of 10 says Lewis. Even a 10 says Blade. A 9. Tackle from behind. Strone should be a red card. Yeah, exactly. It should have been.
Well, look at Lucas Moura's challenge, and he got sent off, and that guy was absolutely distraught.
That was a horrendous tackle. I thought it was, wasn't it? So there you are. Well, then let's now go into the attacking 3 now. And I will start with Jacob Murphy. And I thought it was another very good game from Jacob Murphy again. Pace on the ball was really good. His drive, I thought, was really good. Unlucky not to score. It's a good save by Fabianski. But the way he nicked the ball off Agued and then to give it to Wilson was absolutely calm, brilliant, great as anything as well. So I'm going to say an 8 for Murphy.
I think that's fair enough.
9.5 says Lewis. 8 and Blade's going for a 10. Right, Tony, out on the left-hand side, Mr. Alan Saint-Maximin.
Maxi, yeah, I thought he had a tremendous game last night. His cross, inch perfect for Wilson, 9.
Yes, I thought it's another very good game from Maxi again. Again, keep this on a consistent basis. That's all we ask.
Yeah.
2 games he's had, one against Man United, and yesterday he's been brilliant. Now it's time to do it against Brentford now.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we want to see now. 9.8 and 9, even a 9 for Blades is for ASM as well. So, right, the last one of the starting 11 up front, Callum Wilson. And do you know what? The guy just loves goals against West Ham, doesn't he? He just loves goals against West Ham. Right place at the right time for the header. Free header as well. And they just could have missed the easy goal from there as well, I've got to admit. What I will say, it looks like Wilson is starting to overcome the illnesses by the look of it, in a way, as well. Which is really, really good because he's been in for penalties a lot. But you can see that 3 goals in the last 2 games must have done him good now. He's now up to 10 goals this season now. So he's now into double figures now with Miggy. Which is great. So I'm going to say a 9 for Callum Wilson. Mind you, could have had a hat-trick as well if he had that chance when he was so close.
Thing is, Pete, if Isak gets another 3 goals, when was the last time we had 3 players in double figures in the same season?
Oh, it's been a while, I'm guessing. Yeah. 10 for Patrick, 9 out of 10 for Wilson, going for Blade. Still lacking some movement. Yeah. The good thing is he has been starting to train a lot more, Wilson, which is good because he didn't do much training while he's been picking up the illnesses. That was the thing. So, and that's why he was really struggling in the games as well. So, So there you are. Right then, let's go into the substitutes. And we had 3 coming on at the same time, I believe. I think it was.
We did, yes.
Yes, we did. So,
Isak, Gordon,
okay.
and
Well,
Target, wasn't
it was Isak, Willock, and Gordon who were the.
Willock and Gordon, yeah, Willock,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
right, yeah.
Well, go on, Tony. You can take our record signing there, Mr. Alexander Isak.
Yeah, gimme a striker from Sweden.
I love it.
Yeah, Alexander Isak, he had another great cameo. Because not just his goal, but his all-round play. He's not just a typical centre forward. He's more than that. He does a lot more hard work. But again, even when that chance presented itself, he still had to put in the back of the net, and and he'd done it with skill, sublime. As I said before, when we first came on the show, I thought the shithousery from him to stand there with his hands on his hips. I just thought he was brilliant, Isak. And just for the little cameo, I've given him a 9.
Okay, nice one. Well, then I will take Mr. Joe Willock, and I thought did well when he come on as well. I thought was on the bench this time, but he's getting better as a Newcastle player every time, Joe Willock. As well, so I would thought he did very, very well when he come on, Joe Willock. So I'm going to say an 8 for Willock.
Yeah, that's about right.
9 out of 10 for the hands on the hips. Oh yes, absolutely. 8 out of 10 says Lewis. I think he's going for that for Willock. Okay, the other substitution that came on together with the other 2, Anthony Gordon.
Anthony Gordon, I thought he played actually all right when he came on. Pissed the West Ham fans off as well, which was absolutely brilliant. He got a tackle in, and it was a clean tackle. The West Ham fans were up in arms shouting for a free kick, and it was never a free kick. It was a perfectly timed tackle. Again, I thought he used his pace quite well, Anthony Gordon. Once he gets going, Anthony Gordon, I think we're going to see a great player. I'll give him 8.5. I'll give him an 8.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. 8 out of 10s. I think this would be there. Some for Willock, 8. And an 8 says Patrick as well. 9 out of 10 for the track back and tackle, says Blade. That's not bad as well. That's 9's definitely you could give as well. So there you all. Right then, you had 2 of the substitutes come on. That one was Matt Target, but for me didn't have much time to make an impact. I thought so. There you are. So I'll probably just go down the middle 5. And last one, Tony, again, not enough to give a marking rating, was Manquillo.
I tell you what though, Pete, I know you're not going to give him a marking, but I thought he put a couple of good tackles in the time he was on the pitch.
Yep.
Coming on against his old manager, Moyes.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
It's Sunderland.
Absolutely, it is, isn't he? I think Manquillo is going to be away at the end of the season.
I tell you what, though, I laughed at, Pete, though, is 76 minutes and their fans are walking out in their droves. Great support for West Ham, by the way, aren't they? Great supporters, aren't they? I mean, fantastic. Just to see our stuff, the team were going almost 15 minutes early, Why bother going in the first place if you can't stay for the match? Yes, I know it's a bit paying off that they're losing, but come on, you've paid all that money to go to the match and you're just going to turn your back on them 15 minutes ago. But they were here, they were there, they were every effing where empty seats. The seats were as white as Jurgen Klopp's teeth.
Yes, they were. Oh, yes, you could just see all the white seats in the end.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I just thought was... And then for the few hundred that was left over, they all give a boo at the end, didn't they? Because I don't know how many was left. I would say about a few hundred, because there wasn't that many left over.
No, there wasn't,
By the time, all you could hear was Newcastle fans all game.
Absolutely. Wait for Mankio, even though he was not on for long. Right then, we'll go into the just 3 more people we need to rate. So I will take him first. Wait till I get him because I haven't got him up on yet. So I think you know who it's going to be. What the fuck was that light about? Even if you West Ham podcasters were embarrassed by it, I'm not so sure what it was all about. I've got to admit. So
That's because Wolves do it, don't they? They have them
yeah.
They turn the lights off and on before the game starts. It's
Yeah, absolutely right. I'll take the referee, Mr. Craig Pawson. Do you know what? He wasn't too bad, I thought. The only downside I would say is he should have given Emerson a second yellow when he didn't. But he was rightfully told by VAR to give Joelinton's goal because it was onside as well. So I think a 6 for Craig Pawson.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I believe Maxi gave his shit to a kid. I think he did, yes. We need Genevieve of ASM to do that as well. So there you are. Okay, Tony. The fans.
Oh, well, fans say it all. I mean, the whole game, they sang their hearts out, didn't disappoint. 10.
Yeah, absolutely. 10 out of 10, easily. There you go. There you go. 6 out of 10, and that's generous because they're all incompetent referees. They aren't.
Yeah.
So there you are. Right, the last one we have to rate, and you know who that is. Absolutely, that's none other than our gaffer, Eddie Howe. And do you know what? The rotations worked. He took out Isak, he took out Willock, he went with Big Joelinton, he went with Callum Wilson, obviously, and it did very work. So there you are. He just gets it right every time, Eddie Howe. Got the lads in at half time and says, right, keep our heads up. And look how we did in the second half. We absolutely pretty much obliterated them in the second half. They were awful at the back, and we capitalised on that. It's got to be, as Tony keeps saying, it's a 10 out of 10 for Eddie Howe as always. There you are. Fans a 10.
Actually,
Eddie a 10.
Actually, if
10.
I could have...
Schooled Moyes. Absolutely schooled them.
I was going to say, if I could have given the fans 12 out of 10, I would have just shouting, you're getting sacked in the morning.
Oh, is that what they were saying?
Yeah, you're getting sacked in the morning.
I mean, I think Moyes is becoming one of those people that's starting to get a bit outdated for me now.
Well, he's an sad Mackin bastard, isn't he? So,
Remember, he was brilliant for Everton. I'll give him credit for that. But it did work with Man United. It certainly didn't work with Sunderland because he took them down.
He took the washed away.
I don't think it worked over in Spain for him, did it?
No.
And
do you know what? The best thing he did when he took the unwashed down meant they had a double relegation because they ended up in League One as well. So,
absolutely, that was it.
In that league, in that relegation to League One, do you know what? It just makes you laugh so much how can happen. But it just happened to be that they were sent down to League One by that ex-player Darren Bent who scored the winner for Burton Albion, and these are the Sunderland fans who stood there and said, "Oh, if we were playing Rotherham and Burton Albion week in, week out, we'd be top the league." Well, you weren't because you were sent down to League One. Prats.
Absolutely.
Because that video never gets old, does it?
No, it certainly doesn't. Andrew says, all 10, Eddie a 47.
Did you see? I think it was one of the flags had it, wasn't it, with that one with the missing tooth? The Sunderland fan.
Oh, yes.
She was on one of the flags, wasn't she? Oh, God.
Goal of the month, Isak. Oh,
Got to be
for. I know he didn't get it for March, or player of the month for March. It was Sak who got that, but he could get it. Hopefully, he could get goal of the month for
April.
Let's just wait and see.
Yeah.
Let's just wait and see. So, yeah, Newcastle win again. We take that game into Brentford. the lads are actually training down in London still, just so it's not all the travel there and back when we're playing another team that's in London. So the lads are training in London for the rest of the week before playing Everton. So there you are. I mean, it's going to be slightly tougher at Brentford.
Yeah, slightly tougher, but what the way we're playing, there's no reason why we can't go down there and get 3 points. As I say, yes, it'll be tougher. We know it'll be tougher, but you know, the way we're playing, we're on a roll, and I mean, I look at it, I think another 5 or 6 wins, and that secures Champions League.
It's possible, isn't it? Top 4 is ours to lose now. It really is.
Tottenham have capitulated. Their chance of getting a top 4 place, they blew that on Monday, because if they'd beat Everton, they were in the race. But because they've lost to, they drew with Everton, and they've still got to go and play us. They've got to play Man United still. So they lose them 2 games, then they ain't getting the top 4.
And they've got to play, and they're at home to Brighton tomorrow. And Brighton has been superb this season.
I'd love to see Brighton overturn Tottenham tomorrow.
On Saturday, it's a possibility, isn't it?
Is that not? I thought it was Chelsea who had Brighton on Saturday.
No, it's definitely Spurs.
Oh, Spurs, is it? Yeah.
It's definitely it's Spurs. So
I'd love to see Brighton overturn Spurs. I'd love to see Brighton overturn Man United and get in the Champions League ahead of them.
Absolutely, yes, I bet.
That would be hilarious, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so there you are. 3-1-2, and he's going for Bruce for West Ham. Oh. By the way, it feels like a summer's night tonight. Boiling, says Andrew. It is a bit warm, isn't it? It is. I mean, has Bruce ever managed a London club? Oh, he has Palace.
Yeah.
But it's always been the Northeast clubs, nearly all the Midlands clubs he's managed. But is someone playing a guitar? Says Andrew.
Guitar.
I can't hear anything.
No, I can't hear a guitar.
You have more sausage sarnies, Andy? Is that what you keep singing? Or what have you been putting in your sausage sandwiches?
Yeah, that's the thing. What has he been putting in them? But yeah.
Yeah,
God knows.
So there you are. We'll start to draw the show to a close in just very, very soon now. So, but yeah, can you see any changes being made for Brentford there, Tony?
I could see Isak probably coming back in.
Yeah.
Maybe target for Burn. And I got an inkling that, does Joe Willock come back in, or does he keep Joelinton?
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Or does he rest Maxi and play Joelinton left and Joe Willock back in the centre of midfield? Do you know, I can't say which one it is, but
it's gonna be interesting. But I fancy us as another win down there. I know it's gonna be tougher, but the way we're playing at the moment, no team now likes to play against us now because of how we are as well. So I can't see why we can't get another win on Saturday.
Yeah, man, you've got Everton on Saturday.
Oh.
At Old Trafford. 12:30 kickoff. Be funny if Everton turned them over, wouldn't it?
It is, but it would also be funny if Man United in a way turn them over, because again it just pushes Everton further. Well, in a way as well. So there you are. Could hear a guitar one of your houses, lol. It could be my tonight. It sounds like F and Jimi Hendrix.
Well, I'm certainly not playing a guitar. And my TV's on mute, yeah, so it's not.
And you like to play early on Sunday. If they drop points, we can enjoy our win. Absolutely, we can.
Could be a draw, Everton, because I mean they don't have very good games against Everton normally, do they? So
I remember that was it 3-3 or 4-4 one time.
yeah. Last season they lost 1-0 when Anthony Gordon scored at Goodison Park.
Yes. Absolutely he did, didn't he? So, yep. Okay, we're going to start to draw the show to a close now. And I'll just ask Tony where they can find you and what you got coming up on your channel.
Yeah. So thank you for having me on again, Pete.
Okay.
You can find me down there at TonyTooney31 on Twitter, so give me a follow and I'll follow you back. I'm also under the same handle on Twitch as well. You can find me on my channel, which is It's All Black and White TV. If you haven't checked any content out on there, go and check it out. It's really good. I'm now up to 470 subscribers, so I'm 30 away from 500. I got 8 new subscribers last night and 1 this morning. So
brilliant.
That was off 2 shows yesterday. If you haven't checked out yesterday's build-up show or the reaction show, then check it out. Well worth a watch. Last night with me and Rowley. Yeah, and I've been putting my morning podcast out, but tomorrow I'm probably, because it's Good Friday now off work, I may do a live one, but it'll be a little bit later. So keep an eye out for that one. And I'm thinking I'm going to take in maybe a local League One game tomorrow. So I may go to that, and if I do, I'll do a vlog from there as well.
Nice one. Is it the 3 o'clock kickoff they playing in on the Good Friday? Yes. I think a lot of them are playing on the Good Friday as well. So there you are. See you both on the next show, lads. Take it easy. Away the lads, says Andrew. Thanks so much for tuning in, Andrew. I will most likely definitely be back tomorrow with possibly 2 live shows. One of them will be the preview for Brentford. The other one is my crazy show is back this week tomorrow. PD's Football Live Show is back. It was off last week because of the other games we had going on and the things I had on, unfortunately, which is why I couldn't do the show. But we'll definitely be back for the show tomorrow. Double the food picks, more than likely. Get yourselves on tomorrow night. The link will be in the live chat.
And don't forget, Pete, you've got an extra food pick to put on tomorrow night because I sent you one from when I went to Non-League Mill in Old Town.
Yes, you did. So I'll upload that one as well. So there you are. So that'll be 8 o'clock tomorrow. The show will be back on tomorrow. So there you are. I'm not sure when I'll schedule the Brentford preview, but of course you will be known tomorrow definitely as well. Easy, not Wazy. We know what you meant, Andrew. So there you are. So there you are. But again, remember, guys, if you have enjoyed tonight's show, please, of course, hit the thumbs up. Please, of course, hit that subscribe button. Of course, if you're new to the channel or you're not yet subscribed and you're enjoying the content, hit the subscribe button. It's completely free to do. So we'll be getting the subscribers coming in again as of late as well. Massive thank you to everyone. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. Helps grow the channel as well. And it's just not me who helps this channel grow by putting the content out. It's you guys as well who enjoy the content, liking the video, subscribing to the channel, keeping up to date with all the content that I bring out on a regular basis as well. So, yeah, hit the bell notification. You'll be known of any other live shows, any other pre-recorded videos that get uploaded to the channel. Hit the bell button. We'll let you know whether it's a live show or whether it's a pre-recorded video on the day. If you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so. And again, feel free to become a member for just 99p a month. And when we get some more... quite a lot of new members coming in, we're looking to things like prize draws, etc., and things like that. So there you are. Right, we say thanks both. No problem, Chess Patrick, for tuning in. Well, guys, enjoy the rest of your night as well, whatever you were doing, and we'll see you later. Take care, everyone. Good night, all.
Bye-bye.